let's think about the kind of people that would be involved in this. People that would be in the room, that would be facilitating this, egging this kind of thing on, encouraging this, participating.
She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism.
Tony Buzbee law firm just filed a lawsuit against Roc Nation and Jay-Z's lawyers Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel for violation of various state laws, including barratry and impersonation of a public official. So Tony Buzbee law firm is claiming that Jay-Z's company is involved in an illegal scheme to stop him from filing claims against him and Diddy.
This is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. It's my strategist right here.
Now come and get 20, 40, 80 at the trap. Hit it with the rap, put it on the map, get me right back.
It looks like Jay-Z is running out of options, trying to get that Jane Doe lawsuit dismissed, and now some bombshell new evidence flips the case once again. And let's just say Jay's legal troubles just got a whole lot worse. For weeks now, the Carter's PR team has been working overtime to make sure you don't hear a word about this Jane Doe lawsuit. And let's be real, they were doing a good job. Most people probably thought this whole thing disappeared. But guess what? It is far from over. Matter of fact, it just took a major turn after Jane Doe's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, clapped back at Jay-Z's latest attempt to get the case dismissed. See, Jay's legal team filed a motion to throw the whole lawsuit out, basically arguing that Jane Doe is lying and has no case. But Buzbee just came through with receipts, and it is not looking good for Jay. First off, Buzbee hired a retired police detective to run a full background check on Jane Doe, and he claims her story checks out. On top of that, Jane Doe's autism diagnosis and other personal details have surfaced, showing that she was in an extremely vulnerable position, which only makes the allegations even more disturbing. And let's not ignore how Jay-Z's legal team has been moving lately. They've been filing document after document, trying to discredit Tony Buzbee instead of providing an alibi to prove Jay is innocent. And according to Buzbee, this is a clear sign that Jay-Z is getting desperate. Since Diddy's trial is approaching, Jay is allegedly panicking because he thinks Diddy might start talking and snitch on him. So what's the latest on this Jane Doe case? If she really has no case, how come it still hasn't been dismissed? Let's break this down.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
For months now, Jay-Z and his legal team have been doing the most to discredit Tony Buzbee, the lawyer representing the woman accusing Jay and Diddy of graping her when she was just 13. Back in January, Jay tried to get the case thrown out, and now he's filed another memo adding more details. According to court documents obtained by Hip Hop, Jay and his lawyer, Alex Spiro, now claim that Buzbee got basic facts wrong in the case. Spiro said that it's obvious Mr. Carter didn't grape anyone, and then he pointed out the inconsistencies in the alleged victim's story, including the wrong description of Diddy's property where she claims the incident happened, and the fact that there are no other witnesses. Now, if you remember, Jane Doe claimed in her lawsuit that there was a third celebrity, a woman, who was present when Jay and Diddy allegedly victimized her. However, the celebrity still hasn't been named, and for some reason, Alex Spiro hasn't acknowledged this part of the lawsuit. Instead, Jay-Z and Alex Spiro are going after Tony Buzbee's character and asking the judge to hold Buzbee to the ethical standards that constrain any responsible attorney who would solemnly sign his name to allegations in court. But now, Buzbee is pushing back, saying he did a full background check on Jane Doe and even worked with a retired police detective to dig deeper into her story. He also told Hip Hop DX that he's still confident in the case, saying, "With every frantic filing, the defense in this case grows more desperate. The rules apply equally to everyone, even those who wrongly think they are above the law. No one is above the law. The basic fact that is obvious to everyone is that the defendant's motion is frivolous. But one thing that really made people side-eye Jay-Z was his bizarre initial response to the lawsuit, especially how he suddenly started distancing himself from Diddy. Jay even got Alex Spiro to deny that Jay and Diddy were ever friends. And obviously this left a lot of people confused because there are years of receipts showing Jay and Diddy being not just friendly, but actually calling each other family.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges for allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case. And there's nothing more to say.
But if Jay is really innocent, why go out of your way to erase your history with Diddy? Being friends with Diddy, as messy as that may be right now, isn't a crime. The only thing Jay needs to prove is that he didn't do anything illegal. But the fact that he's this desperate to rewrite the past is not a good look. And even if Jane Doe's claims against Jay-Z turn out to be false, there's no denying that he and Diddy were friends, unless Jay has some other definition of friendship, because this just isn't adding up. Diddy was out here calling Jay his extended family and even said Jay is the first person he calls when he's in trouble, whenever interview. And now there's another clip going viral where Diddy said that Jay-Z skipped Blue Ivy's recital just so he could perform at Bad Boy's 20th anniversary show with him.
This is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. It's my strategist right here. It's my brother. It's B.I.G's brother. Yes, sir. It's Brooklyn's own Brooklyn.
And now there's another clip going viral where Diddy said that Jay-Z skipped Blue Ivy's recital just so he could perform at Bad Boy's 20th anniversary show with him.
Your homie's doing a lot of things, man. Most importantly, you know, he had a recital that he has to be at the floor. But he reached out to him, and I told him that this right here was important. Bad Boy celebrating 20 years of hits. And this is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs.
Jay-Z wants us to believe that there was no friendship with Diddy, but he skipped his own daughter's recital just to support him? Make it make sense. And let's not forget that carpool karaoke episode where Diddy told James Corden that Jay-Z is literally the only person besides his mom who can call him by his government name. What's also interesting is that the episode is now gone from the official Carpool Karaoke YouTube channel. Seems like Jay's team might have made some calls. But let's be real, the internet never forgets.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment?
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just
that should be calling me. Yeah, that should be calling me Sean.
Sean. So now fans are starting to wonder if Alex Spiro is really helping Jay-Z, or if his legal strategy is just making things worse. Remember that first statement Jay put out when the Jane Doe lawsuit dropped? It talked about how Jay is a man with a moral code because he's from Brooklyn, basically suggesting that he'd never be involved with anyone who harms young ones. But here's the thing, that statement never directly denied the allegations. Instead of addressing Jane Doe's claims head-on, Jay immediately went after Tony Buzbee, accusing him of using the case for his own benefit. The statement read, "You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children." C fans were quick to pull the receipts, pointing out that Jay-Z's so-called moral code apparently wasn't functioning properly when he was out here working with convicted predators like Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly. When it comes to R. Kelly, Jay-Z kept working with him even after all the disturbing allegations were already public. Let's not forget, they dropped the Best of Both Worlds album and even went on tour together. And this was after Jay knew that Kelly had victimized Aaliyah when she was just 12 or 13.
This witness vividly remembered the day R. Kelly introduced her to Aaliyah. It was Aaliyah's 12th birthday, and R. Kelly was convinced that Aaliyah would be a star. The witness learned more about R. Kelly and Aaliyah's relationship after walking in on them in the back of a tour bus. A former backup dancer testified she was on tour with R. Kelly in the early 90s, and Aaliyah traveled with them. The dancer said on the back of a tour bus, she saw, quote, Robert and Aaliyah in a situation, saying Kelly appeared to be performing oral on Aaliyah. At the time, Aaliyah would have been around 13 years old.
So where was that strict code and honor Jay-Z talked about in his statement when R. Kelly was doing all those disgusting things? According to several insiders, including Dame Dash, Jay knew exactly what Kelly had done to Aaliyah, and he agreed to do the joint album and tour with him anyway.
But it just was so much hurt for her to revisit it. It was like, I wouldn't even want to revisit it without a professional. Whatever got done was terrible. So to be honest, like, if you remember the Best of Both Worlds, you don't see my name on that. You know what I mean? And
your name is not on either album.
Hell no, I never wanted no parts of that. So when Holmes was doing that, I was like, bro, you know our homie and he violated my girl. He violated a friend of yours. And because of the moral challenge and him choosing one way, I knew morally we weren't the same.
By the way, Dame recently called out Jay's lawyer, Alex Spiro, for his moves in the Jane Doe lawsuit in an interview on The Art of Dialogue. He straight up called Spiro a liar and said everything he's done with the lawsuit has only made things worse for Jay. According to Dame, Spiro's actions have damaged Jay-Z's reputation even more and caused people to come after him like never before.
I think right now, his silence is the worst thing for him. If he is innocent, he needs to let people ask him questions, and he needs to be able to say his side of the story, as opposed to letting that lawyer talk. Because that lawyer, I don't trust that lawyer because I went to court with him. So to me, everything that guy says is, allegedly a lie, just based on my experience with going to court with him. I don't trust the Alex Shapiro dude. He's ill. He's an ill dude. He'll say anything. It's like he crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Dame then shared his own experience dealing with Alex Spiro and said that if he were in Jay-Z's shoes right now, he wouldn't let Spiro speak for him. Especially after Spiro said that Jay and Diddy were never really friends.
So I wouldn't have him talking for me. If he wants, I'm not going to sit there and say nothing bad or good or defend or anything because it'll all play itself out. I just think it's kind of ill that they're on his head like that. And if he's, he should probably come out and say something. It's hard. Like I don't think I would have said that he didn't know Puff at all or wasn't his friend. I thought that was a little extreme. I thought that was the wrong choice of words. I think that's going to trigger a lot of backlash. But the thing is, I never seen him get backlash at all. So that's what I'm saying. Now he getting backlash. Like, when did you know Jay-Z to be on his heels other than when he got beat up in the elevator? But that was nothing. But I've never seen him under the fire ever. Not in a long time. Not like, I've never seen people on his head like that, pause. Some white man speaking for another black man doesn't add up. It just doesn't work like that. Like, he doesn't know what to say on Jay's behalf. Jay would have to say that. So if he instructed him to say that, like, you don't even know if Jay told him to say that. He could have got off the stage and they was like, why'd you say that? He was like, I had to. Like, he probably said it because homeboy wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Like, I didn't hear him say anything. I haven't heard Jay say a word yet. Have you?
Nah, I haven't heard him say anything.
There it is. So y'all going by a piece of paper with words? Don't get caught up in that. I have not heard him say one thing yet. Until I see him speak, he hasn't spoke to me.
Oh, and get this, even the judge overseeing the Jane Doe case recently called out Alex Spiro for his constant stream of aggressive filings and suggested that his strategy isn't doing Jay-Z any favors. The judge hinted that these frequent motions and attacks on the victim's lawyer could actually be making things worse for the defense, because it seems like they're trying to rush the judicial process. Judge Annalise Satchers didn't hold back when it came to Alex Spiro, and in her written order she slammed Spiro for filing what she called combative motions and using inflammatory language against Tony Buzbee. The judge pointed out that Spiro, who's only been on the case for a few weeks, has already submitted a long list of letters and motions, many of which were focused solely on attacking Buzbee's character and pushing the idea that this case needs to be rushed. The judge said, Carter's lawyer's relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because counsel demands it. By the way, the judge also ruled that Jane Doe can stay anonymous for now, saying there are serious concerns about her mental and physical well-being if her identity were revealed. This is a major win for Buzbee and a big setback for Jay-Z's team, because Alex Spiro was allegedly hoping to use Jane Doe's identity to fight back against the allegations even more aggressively. And on top of everything, Jay-Z's team now also has to deal with Tony Buzbee's new lawsuit against Roc Nation, where he accuses them of hiring shady people to pose as state officials and track down his clients to pressure them into suing his firm. One example Buzbee gave was that Roc Nation supposedly offered up to $10,000 to one of his clients to turn against him. Buzbee also claims these people pretended to be state officials from Texas, showing fake badges to convince people to make up false stories. He even says one of them admitted everything on tape.
The lawsuit begins. Defendants have conspired to obstruct justice by engaging shadowy operatives to illegally seek out more than 24 current and former clients of the Buzbee law firm to convince those clients to bring frivolous cases against the Buzbee law firm. Defendant Roc Nation is financing the effort. Its attorneys, Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel, are orchestrating the effort. Quite the accusations.
So Buzbee is directly accusing lawyer Marcy Croft and the law firm Quinn Emanuel of breaking Texas state laws by allegedly offering one of his former clients money in return for suing his firm. Buzbee even shared a screenshot of Marcy Croft's post where she brags about her relationship with Roc Nation. Buzbee claimed he had proof that Roc Nation and its lawyers were involved in a conspiracy intended to obstruct justice and prevent the Buzbee law firm from pursuing cases related to the Diddy litigation in New York. Buzbee added, "The conduct isn't just alleged, it was caught on tape." He then called out Marcy Croft, saying, "Marcy Croft, who describes herself on social media as part of Team Roc, is orchestrating the conspiracy along with assistance from defendant Quinn Emanuel. As you can see from the screenshot, Croft, Quinn Emanuel, and Roc Nation have a long working history. The suit alleges that defendant Roc Nation is financing the illegal effort. Buzbee alleged that agents working for Marcy Croft were recorded offering up to $10,000 to former clients of his law firm, trying to get them to file a bogus case against his firm. He concluded his statement by saying, "Let me be clear, we will not be intimidated. The defendants this time overstepped. Floppy and stupidly got caught in their illegal scheme on tape. We have reported this conduct to the authorities and intend to cooperate with the authorities to ensure all involved are prosecuted to the full extent allowed under Texas law." Now, as for fans, it seems they're split on this whole situation. On one hand, Jane Doe's story has raised some eyebrows because of all the inconsistencies. However, others are saying her vulnerable state at the time and the fact that she allegedly had her drink spiked during the incident might explain some of those inconsistencies. On the flip side, Jay-Z's defense strategy is raising even more questions. A lot of people are noticing that he seems more focused on attacking Tony Buzbee than actually proving his innocence. And then, the fact that Jay had Alex Spiro publicly deny Jay and Diddy were friends was bizarre to say the least, because this move only encouraged people to start digging into the receipts, showing Jay and Diddy were close for years.
What's that? That's Mob King?
Niggas feeling marvelous, you heard?
You gotta get the shoes though. Y'all know what it is.
What's your take on all this? Is Jay-Z getting too desperate with his defense tactics, Or is he just trying to protect his reputation? How do you feel about him denying he was ever friends with Diddy? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and don't miss out on this next video.